Okay. All right. Now I'll turn the volume up. I hope you all could hear me. I'm just going to speak for a little bit, but I have a very long presentation to show you. Um, I want to give you a little story about this critter. Now, the presentation I'm going to give you guys, not everyone is going to be able to handle seeing these photos. So if you feel uncomfortable or it you know puts you in a bad place, just don't watch it. I definitely put my elements together. And the craziest thing, and it's not crazy, when you're in your space, your correct space, when things come together in a way that you just don't understand. And I just don't understand how I was able to find this little critter with that heart on it. I didn't know it had a heart. In the middle of Utah mountains. Now, I got to this guy's site because he happened to have posted a photo, the Appalachian Aquarium, that was not a good photo. So every time I found a photo, I would look up the person who posted it, especially when it had my elements on it and the kids looked like they were not in a good situation. Oh my God, you guys. But I am feeling a little better. So I grab his information. I find this little critter next to I'm going to move it around. This little guy. The critter, I don't even know other than the higher spirit self helped me find this little critter. Okay? It's right to the left. Right to the left. That to me is like a needle in a haystack. And look what he has in his mouth. I'm like, this is so odd. What he has in his mouth is the critter, and I know I've seen that critter on children and like flying around in like videos. And I know a lot of people probably don't see that little critter flying around in videos because you're probably not watching the same videos that I'm watching. The person who has this flying around in the blackness of his videos is going to flip out when he sees that I found his little critter, because this is the critter that has all the programming that goes, to the dark web. I can't do anything about it, but that critter has that little heart on it. I'm going to show you a video of it. I'm looking at this guy's video and I get all my information. And when you hold your phone up to blackness on the frame, and if something shows up in that blackness, you're a little square. That little square shows up on your phone, like it's trying to capture something, right? That's how I found it. It was like trying to capture something. I'm like, what's it doing? And it kept moving like on my phone. And this is what it was. Now, I'm going to show you the video, this little video, and then I'll get into my little summer wells. It has been an unbelievable journey with this little girl. She has allowed me to grow in so many ways that I just would never have grown if I didn't come across this case. Seriously, and it's coming to an end. Watch this. Wait, before I show it, this is the very end of this guy's video. Okay? Watch in her right eye. It's fluttering around. Watch it. Keep watching. Or it's her left eye. To the right, though. I don't know how I saw this. Wait, wait. It's gonna. You're gonna see it better. I'm like that. There it is. I'm like, what the fuck is that thing? That thing does a whole to do. It's pulling at something. It's doing something that we can't see because it's in the dark web. But that's part of the programming. Look at that little guy. That's our little guy. That's a little critter that we see everywhere. And I found it. And it's a heart. That little heart is in the front, and that little heart is in the front of that little one that I found on Utah Mountain. Now, you can't make this shit up, right? But you could sort of see things that are going on in there, but you can't really see it because it's hidden. But look at that little guy flying around. Look at him flying around. It's a heart. It all matches. Look at that. Let me tell you something. I sent this over to you. Look at that. How freaking amazing is it that I found it? It's a flying little heart. And it's in, I'm not saying any names. It's this little critter. It's their little critter that they use. I don't know much about technology, but look at that. It's in the blackness. Remember I said you have to go all the way into the blackness? Watch, it like pulls on something. It does something really weird. Watch what it does. I know what it's doing. It's literally like, to me, that's an echo. That's short. Because I see things. Look at it pulling. It's pulling something. It's a little critter. Look at what it's doing. How weird is that? Right, you guys? I have this on video. This is why I had to go on to show you all this stuff. That is amazing. So you can see my phone. That's my phone. That's my phone that you see. Not all of it's my phone. I'm trying to show you a little one again. Look at that. And it's a heart. And I captured it. I captured it. And I sent this all off, and I swear it's just so crazy that I was able to capture that on video, especially since it was in the middle of Utah, like in the middle of no man's land, right? So through my investigating, I think I have pulled everything together. Because what has happened is I think that the guilty are becoming very sloppy. They're too excited. I know how they feel. They're too excited. But this is really good stuff, and I'm going to show this to you. I'm going to try to talk through it. If I can't, then I'm going to put some music on. It's 73 pages. I put this out here first. I might put, what you're about to watch is difficult and not for everyone to view. It's not made for kids. This video is for summer. We got this. None of the photos have been modified or changed by WCIA Network, which is me, outside of simple crop. Summer Wells' missing children are waiting for justice. This will continue to happen unless all of us bring it across the finish line together, and I believe that. To all my you, it should be to all my YouTube family, keep pounding and do not stop. Our children need us more than ever. It is time. And we can only do this together. I see that. I really see how You know, there's so many YouTubers out there that are falling into the drama and the fighting, but they don't understand even their drama and their fighting actually helps. So it's like it's once we all cross that finish line, then they're going to see that we all helped each other. Okay. Here are my hearts. So what I'm showing here, I'll show you where I got that gold heart. That is the gold heart that I've seen everywhere. It's green. Remember I said, you guys, there's a heart, and I was always looking for a heart. Now it makes sense, because that's the little heart, that's their little critter that's floating around. I have my affirmation. It's floating around. And this little heart that you see there in gold, it comes from, where do I have the picture? It comes from the picture, one of her last pictures that I believe she's sitting in that fake dentist chair. It's one of her very last days. These photos are becoming clearer depending on where you get your photo and who is the supplier of the photo. A lot of photos have been manipulated. There's different versions. The purest versions, I know who has them. And they got sloppy, and I grabbed them. They got really sloppy. And posted them. I wait for things like this. So this is really what is on Summer. Here she is. To me, this is her very last day. Everything matches. And unfortunately, it's not going to be pretty. The photos tend to change drastically. And first they were blurry like this, but that's where I saw that little critter. And then they started to appear. She is not in a room with the rocks. She is in a room that we have all seen for a very long time with the posts, lots of different posts, just like this. TBI has everything. I copied like 7 different sheriff departments. CNN, everyone has this already. This is what the photos look like. And the shirt that she has on, that design on there, is the same shirt that she has on the beginning of the day. So it stays consistent that it's her. They're very disturbing. Very disturbing. But this is what I have. And it makes sense to me. Now, I don't know, this isn't like the last process, but this is part of their process. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. But to me, I mean, this is my philosophy. This is what I see. Someone else could say this is just a bunch of bullshit. That's okay. I'm putting it out there because it's been presented to me to present to all of you. It's been shown to me for a reason. It's been shown to me to send it out to you guys. Some of the pictures are super clear and some aren't, because I go very slowly. I go half screen at a time. Someone's going to know where this is. There are a lot of other photos that I'm not putting up. I'm staying focused on Summer. All the other photos with faces, names, locations, all that stuff has gone straight to the TBI. I have bombarded them. And I don't want to get into that drama here. I'm staying on Summer Wells and all of the children. And then the TBI could take care of what they need to take care of. Um, I just keep looking at these, trying to understand it, but um, the only thing that I know is that I have seen for 7 months stuff like this, these poles, just like that. And I don't know where this is. To me, this is underground. The photos that I sent to TBI, it seems as if they're underground. It's very exposed. They really expose themselves because the faces and everything of who did this and who's doing this, and you could tell that they're underground because they're looking upward, like they're looking upward into the sky. So all of you who have thought, I believe, that you feel like it's underground and they're looking up, I believe that to be true now, because from the photos that I do have and I sent out, it looks as if they're looking up into the sky from going in a downward slope, like going down a ramp, like a ride, like what those rides are underneath the ground. Like, I really think this is towards the Appalachian fairground. I just do. I don't know why this is what shows up. Lips like that. Those to me are like teeth. I don't know. I'm not gonna even guess. But it is fair enough to be putting this out there in the white. It all makes sense. It doesn't make sense what they're doing, but the elements make sense to me. And it's it's down deep. It's somewhere. If you look at the left-hand corner, it goes down deep, goes down into the ground. They're going down. I feel it in my body. They're downwards. They're on a slant. Like if I were to you know, uh, like I'm clairvoyant. So, like, I, f- I actually had to take like a medication because it now makes sense why I was like, I felt like I had like vertigo, like dizzy, like going downward or spinning um, and when I look at the picture, I feel this dark, deep hole, but it's not, they're like, it's, I feel as if it's, cement, and it's so down deep into these holes, and it's very organized. It's very organized and controlled, and they're on these poles, and it's organized, and they're very proud. They're very proud of this work that they're doing. Um, I'm going to only show you pictures of Don that I pulled. Look at this is Don because he's got the fake T-shirt on that I said months ago. Changes, and I've got really good pictures now of it changing. There's those lips. I can't make sense of these photos, but this is what I pulled. So here she is in that shirt. To me, I feel really sad when I look at her face to the right. I can't even look at it without crying. I can't, because I think this was the moment. This was the moment that she knew it was happening. Yeah, yeah. Um, this here is, I think this was some preparation really. Um, the day before, and I do think that had something to do with her teeth, because she's in her PJ pants, and I think this was the night before. I do. Um, here's Don. Here's the T-shirt. Here's his T-shirt. Look what's happening to Summer's T-shirt here. It's it changes, and this is what I have been seeing, and it's really nice to be able to capture photos of what it is. This is the changes. That's what they use for deepfakes. Here are some of the photos. I showed some of them yesterday, um, and these are the photos that are right smack dab right in front of your faces. And I don't think that it was done on purpose. I think it was accidental, because the thing is, I have taught myself and I have learned how to go to the ends of each video and hold my cursor down and let it just turn for like 20 minutes and then stop it, and shit opens up. Period. It's a couple more photos of Don, and these are not summer, you guys. This isn't summer. These are other babies. This is not summer. Just not. These are other children and other children that have been touched by this family. This is Summer. This is a picture of Summer with something on her neck. So I don't know what this stuff is. I do see that the elements are all the same. And it's consistent with, wait till I show you, with all the other hundreds of kids that I have found. Once you know what you're looking for, it tends to just appear in front of you. I'm not really quite sure how or why so many hundreds of cases are still unsolved, because this is really quite in front of us. It's really, really right there. Here's another photo. I don't know what they do, but that's Don. They they posted a photo and they want you to think that he's being lovey-dovey with his daughter, but it's not his daughter, and they're in a room that is not a very good room to be in. Not a very good room to be in. Can't even look at that. I put these two photos together because I wanted to show you that it's the same outfit and it's the same pattern on her shirt. It continues. It continues. I don't know. I don't have to guess what anything is. It's wrong, and it's dangerous. But that is Summer standing there. Her legs are something, she's just not a good, this isn't good. This isn't good, guys. It just isn't. Oops, where's the next page? I wanted to show you that these other photos that I have of her in the upper, that's like someone with that thing on their mouth. But we just saw that. So it reappears. And these are photos that I haven't put up for a while, but I know that there's a lot of new listeners that are going to be watching this, and I want to show you how intense this is, and how many kids that this has affected. I showed this before, and there she is. These elements still make sense, and that headband, everything matches up for me. It really, really, really makes sense, and it makes a story. Here you're going to see what I'm all about. And I know people are like, what does elements mean? What does elements mean? Well, after 7 months of going and looking through things, you sort of notice patterns that stick out, that are not normal, and they're not natural. And the first thing I noticed were the fingers were doing funky things in the hair. And the first time I said that, they're like, no, I mean, still people aren't even paying attention. But I'm gonna go through this whole process of my PDF to show at least that this appears in all the kids that I am researching. This isn't only Summer's face. They used her. They used her to be the face of many children. To be the face of many children. Now, the little girl that you see over in the right-hand side is Rosemary Bly when she was a baby. It's Rosemary Bly. And these other kids, I don't know who they are. I've put it out there. I have put faces out there. And nothing. Nothing. Here's more crazy looking photos. And this is where I saw crazy stuff with the V's, and this is where it all started. And I'm showing this to you guys so you could be aware when you move forward and look for other cases. This is what they're using. It's a very, very, very big platform that obviously has been successful. These are all the faces that I have worked on together. These are not all Summer Wells. You see heart. I see this. That's where I saw a little heart. It's very sad. It's a very sad thing to look at. And it makes sense. 7 months later, I'm seeing and understanding that this has to be stopped. It's really, really tough to really wrap your heads around the intensity. This is Rosemary Bly. I gave this information a long time ago. Rosemary Bly goes all the way back when she was a child. They used her for the same thing. Same thing. I'm not quite sure she's dead though. I don't know. I don't have a connection to her at all. I have no connection other than they used her for the same thing they did with Summer. So I don't know. Here. This is another, I can't remember the names of these families, but they're all very well-known families. They use the Christmas tree. They use the hands. They have locks on their heads. They all have that number 5. I personally think that Don goes back very, very, very far. Very far. Don's family Don's mother, his biological mother, has owned that piece of property since like 1940s. I looked into it today, and his mom had very green hazel eyes. And I learned that today, and it was, I don't know how I learned that today. I did. I heard it. In one of the pictures, it's really strange how Summer, they turned one of her pictures, her eye into this green hazel eye. And it just like kind of threw me off. And it just points more to Don again. This is Amy. This is like a 30-year-old case. I'm in touch with them a lot. He's very appreciative of all my information. They've been fabulous. This was on Dateline. This one's going to close. This one's going to close. I know it. They're going to get closure. They're going to get closure with this Amy, because Amy's case is just so many elements. Because way back then, I don't think they had all that technology to cover everything very well. You know, when I look at this, I'm like, did they not see, like now you see the pink nail and those things coming out of her hair and the thing coming out of her her ear. I mean, it's so obvious to us, right? But when they're looking at it, they're not, I guess they're just not really recognizing it. And she's got the critter hanging from her ear, and there's just so much. And this little girl here was always with, she was always with, I don't know whose daughter that is, but she was always with them. She, it must be gone because she has that same critter in her mouth. And I never really looked before because I actually thought that she was possibly one of her friend's daughters, you know? So it's just, she's got that little critter in there. These are also very old cases. They all have the same thing going on. These are just cases that I'm working on. I've really pulled them together nicely, and now I really do have a lot of information to give. This Amy one was very interesting, and we'll see where this goes, but her photo, her last photo that the parents used, goes over the same kind of a meadow that many of the kids, many of the children have the same meadow behind them. Don't know what that means. It's for the, now it's probably going to be the FBI to figure out, but it's the same open field. And they have the same, like the same structure. It's just, I put it out there. This is Lori Vallow's son. I'll show you another picture of him in a moment. But he's loaded in information. And this is Can. I forgot this little girl's name, but same with her. These are just on. Look at his ear. Like this is yours. These are ongoing. Here's her son. This is the night. This was his very last photo. The night before he disappeared. He has all of that equipment in the back. I've done some digging on that. And this one's so obvious. This one's so obvious with the thing around his neck, and he's got something hanging on the top of his head. I mean, it's so obvious. I just don't understand. I don't get it. That's why they think that this has just got to be such a deep, dark web hole that it hasn't been blown open. I mean, these photos are so incriminating to the parents. The parents are now. I put this here because this is going to turn into something. This is either going to be a clown face, a puppy face. This is on the other side. Usually when they use, if you look up at the left-hand corner, when they use a section and they frost it, that's usually the most important information. And slowly but surely that becomes unfrosted. Obviously, if we were the ones who that was meant for, we would just snap our fingers and it would come off. But we're not supposed to know that. So I kind of just put that there just to keep it there. These are other children that have come across Candace Wells's life. All of these photos here are off of her Facebook. They're very, very sad. Each one of these photos has strong elements. I have put their faces out there. These are faces of children that have something's gone wrong with them, and I don't hear anything about it. I have really tried my best. I've just put it out there, and their faces, and I'm showing these faces because these are kids that are in bad situations. These are just more of the same photos. That it's not Summer as a baby. I don't know. They have a lot of little babies. 6 fingers. A lot of little babies, and I'm not even, I don't even know who Summer is. Like, we know who Summer is, but I think there's maybe another little baby in there somewhere. I don't know. There's some story or gossip about that there's another little baby. It's actually in their family tree. This is more information that I gathered when I started looking at the toes and these barrels. These barrels, I don't know what it is, but they're not correct. To me, that's just another form of getting information. This little boy, this is Michael. Look at the V. I mean, that case should be blown wide open. Should be blown wide open. Wait till you see the picture I'm going to show you that I have that is like identical to his face, and it's nothing's been done, and he's basically swinging on the Wells swing. Here's just some more. I'm showing you elements that I have been working with um, that are really, really important to show, and they're just notice them and recognize them. Up in the left-hand corner, the tree that Summer is sitting by, that everyone just thinks that photo's so fabulous of them with their Christmas tree, that's a horrible picture because there's a lot going on there that's wrong. And in that Christmas tree, all those little bulbs, if you go closer to them, that's what they are. They're skeleton heads. And this is what it turns into. This is what this stuff turns into. Everything they do, everything they post is for the sake of their purpose. Nothing more. Nothing more. So I don't believe that this is Summer. I think that this is just another child that they made look like Summer. Just another example. This is, Candace in the car, and actually, I never realized that that boy with the glasses. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to have to come back because that boy in the glasses looks like one of the cases I'm working on. We're going to get to it soon. Wait, let me watch this. Oh, wow, you guys. Remember that picture of the boy with the glasses? Oh, wait, there's that green eye. Okay. This was also on Candace's Facebook. I know I've had this up before, but there are a lot of new people. These photos are very damaging. They're not correct. These kids are not sleeping. These are the two cases on the end, Oakley and Michael, are the two cases that are identical. Also, they're identical to Summer Wells' case. Identical. Here's Michael. So, you guys tell me that that's not Michael on the swing. That is Michael on the swing. I mean, I don't know what more someone would need. That was the clearest. This was the only other clear photo of a child on that swing, because everyone thought it was Summer. They weren't Summer. They weren't all Summer. There were so many different kids. And this picture of Mike, this is Michael to me. You could tell by his, not many kids have that kind of an underbite, and his nose, and everything about that photo. But I sent it, you guys, so many times over to that group. The investigator, I sent it to the missing children's. To me, this is so obvious. I look at this all the time, and I'm like, I don't understand how this hasn't been used, or the swing is in their backyard. This isn't Summer. This is Michael to me. And just because of this situation right in front of us with the child there on both sides and looks just like him, no one even knocked or even to go even look at their house to see if there's even DNA on clothing like that. This one blows my mind the most, because it's not easy to match this stuff up. And this matches his body type, his height, his head, his lips, everything. Everything about this picture screams Michael. Now I ask everybody, why do you think no one has done anything about this? This child should not be swinging on the well swing in their backyard. Period. This isn't their child. It's not their child. And it's right here, Candace, redneck, whatever. I mean, it's the most perfect. This is the first thing I came across months ago. This was the most frustrating eye opener ever to me. And then it just became more frustrating as they went on because no one was doing anything about it. And look at the middle picture, how it's changing. What's going on with his hair? See, the weirdest things happen when I touch things. I just don't. I wish it would spell Candace Bly. I wish that's what it would do. I wish all of a sudden it would just say Candace. It was Candace. But this to me is the craziest picture, and it just drives me crazy. I mean, how many kids have an underbite like that? He's doing it. And not one, not even the parents. They haven't even looked. Look at his hair, his ears. They haven't looked at anything. This was the most clear photo. And the reason I think it's the most clear photo is because I think that this little boy, I believe, went with Summer. I think that there's a connection between the families, but that wasn't up to me to figure out because I would say, oh my God, you would think that the authorities would be like, oh my goodness, we've got to go deeper. I'm not trying to go deeper. I just do what I do. I pull shit together. I'm intuitive. I'm clairvoyant, blah, blah, blah. But I have no right to go figure that shit out. I'm not trained to do that. But that's not Summer. And all I got was feedback saying, no one has noticed that there's like 20 different kids swinging on that swing. There's like 20 different faces, but Michael's face is as clear as a bell. In Summers, those are the only two faces. It's a shame. It's a shame because that's all that tells me is that the parents know. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Look what's going on with his hair in the middle. Look at that. I wonder if things happen to their picture. I don't know. Their technology, whatever technology they're using, is quite advanced. Because this little photo is gonna be different. See, this is the problem. I show one thing and then like 3 hours later I want to show it again because you just have to go back to my videos, because if you go back to my videos your minds will be blown what the photos look like. I'll show you. I have a few of them here. Like this one. This is the swing photo. Look what happened to it. Oh, there's that little nail, the little pointy nail. Remember, like and when I saw that, my first intuitive read was when I first started this, I would really get into it. I closed my eyes and I could see Summer. I don't even have to close my eyes. I could see Summer sitting on. To me, this is what happened. She was sitting in her room by herself. And when I saw her bedroom, when Chris showed it, I'm like, she wasn't on that bed. That's the first thing I said is, I know she wasn't sitting on that bed. The bed she was sitting on when this happened, and that's how I knew that it wasn't an accident, because she was home in the dark by herself. She was down in the basement on a bed that was next to a cold cement wall and a window. The window was slightly above her. It was dark. I'm telling you what I see. It was dark. And she heard two car doors slam. She knew she knew that she was in trouble. But in her head, she said, I said it, I'm going to get pricked or needled. Like that's what it said. It said, I'm going to get needled or pricked. Needled or that's what, like those words came through, and I didn't understand it. Now I do, because she got needled and pricked. And then and then that's how things start to evolve for me. Certain information comes forth. I hear it, because then I'm supposed to recognize it. And that was recognized immediately. Look what these photos are doing. They're not even on a swing. Just FYI. See, this motion here. Do you see this motion here? If anyone watched my video the other day, I said, is that Robin pushing that little girl forward? This is what I said, the movement. I could feel the movement. Like, I feel like this is Robin's hand. Like, the way that the hands are placed on these children, I could tell you is the exact same thing that I showed you in my video yesterday of, I believe it's Robin, putting her hand on that child's back, the exact same way that they did it here at the swing. To me, it's the same location. It's not a swing, you guys. This is what it is. It's not a swing. It's a push towards hell is what it is. And as you can see, these photos are really changing. This is what happens because these photos are almost 7 months old, and they don't hold their they don't hold together very well because they're deep fake. It's turning all green. You know, somewhere the truth's gonna come out, and right now this looks like it's a body of water is what it looks like to me. Oh my goodness, look what's going on with these photos. The truth's coming out. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Truth is coming out. Wow. You'll have to look. Okay, here's back to Michael. And those who didn't see, a red truck shows up everywhere. And that to me is the same red Toyota with that white thing in the back where I said there was like a body. This is Michael. Michael has all of the same elements. Because of this, should just tell them, go to the Wells house and do a search warrant. Like, if I were authorities, I'd be just like, I'm doing, here's the warrant, I'm searching your house because we believe Michael, even though he really wasn't in his backyard swinging because it's a deep fake, according to your TikTok, Michael was on your swing because you said it was only summer. That's not summer. Like, and here's, now, interesting enough, there's the number, see the number 3 on Michael's head? That number 3 now goes with the 5. Lena has the 3 and the 5. Exact same thing. The 3 and the 5. Same thing. But this is, these photos, I don't know what more they would need. See his little ear? See how his ear did that? It's the same as Lori Vallow's son. That earlobe, I'm going to show you. No, maybe I shouldn't go back. I'll go back. We'll go backwards when I'm done. That earlobe is I'm pointing as if you see me pointing. It's so funny. That earlobe is the same as Lori Vallow's son's earlobe. And just just by what's showing up on this little boy's forehead should be enough information to go back between this, let's go back to swing, we could do that. And this? Really? I don't get it. They only need one case. They only need to break open one case to blow this whole thing open. That's it. This little boy, to me, was the easiest one. But now it's like 6-7 months later. It's like I would go look. I would be looking for like all the clothing that they have in the house, because all that clothing has to have some of these kids' DNA. That's just little Michael. And there's the truck. Look at his earlobe. More photos of Michael. I mean, seriously. You guys can get these photos yourself on Google. I mean, all you got to do is open Google, put it on your laptop, crop it, and it will be this. That's it. And they probably already hit. Once one changes, they all do. I don't know how that happens, but it does. Here's more of Michael. The number 5 is there. Look at his neck. It's got, they have these things, so it's covered up with fake skin. And when I saw his lips were blue, now let me tell you something. What was very, very interesting to me was when Hunter said, and I had my eyes all over this little boy, Michael, when Hunter said that Summer had a blue slushie, and everyone's like, there's no way she had a blue slushie. We all know that kids, if you're going to have a blue slushie, you know your mouth's going to be blue for the rest of the day. This kid, lips are all blue, and those aren't even his lips. Those are fake lips, by the way. Like, that's been covered up because that's not his mouth. It's totally different from really what it looks like. These photos, the photos here were later. I feel as if these photos were after he was taken, because the number 5 in the middle is it's behind, to the left. It's in the drawer behind his head. Like, these photos make me want to vomit, basically. They make me sick. They're making me sick to look at. Like, I can't even look at his eyes. I swear to God, I can't even look at his eyes. He is, like, it makes me want to cry. I can't even. I think I got to change it, because he should have been saved. He should have been saved. He should have been saved. And the authorities just fucked it up. They fucked it up. This little boy, there's no reason. He was taken, I believe, before summer. He was probably used as summer's double or something. But I feel it all over me. Like, I'm crying. Even though I'm not really crying, it's just what my body does. It tells me it's the truth, and I gotta change this. Ugh. I can't look at that photo, you guys. Okay, Oakley. Same thing. Same thing. Here's Oakley. See, it's very emotional. It's very tough for me to look at these children. And it's even tougher and it's very frustrating when the authorities don't fucking do anything. Not a fucking thing. So if you look up on top, they have that thing on her head. I don't know what they're put on these kids' heads. I have no idea, but it's all the same symbols. It's all the same. Here is I don't know if that's with her mom, and it's between her. I know where to look now, because if you were to see that in a normal photo, you would never even think twice about it, right? You'd be like, whatever, like, that's just accidentally put there, blah blah blah. But when you've seen it on so many children, it's the same shape and it's the same element and it's all the same, then there's something going on. It just gets repeated. This is in her kitchen. It's the equipment. It's this equipment really quite matches. And then she has the side of her head has that metal thing on it. Oh, that Michael boy really gets me. Oof. Um, this household, these are households that have the same equipment. There's something that is in their house. Now, it's not for me to understand or recognize. I just bring it to authorities, and it's for the authorities to be aware of. So I show this so if they happen to come across a home and they go look in a home and they see something like this, I'm hoping they'd be like, oh, wait a minute, that's like kind of like the same equipment that I saw is recognizable, you know. Um, this little baby, they it's just the same thing that they put in their mouths. I don't know who that lady is. All right, here's Lena. I went through this the other day, but um, Lena's father is just, to me, guilty. So, the parents know. I don't know what to say. The parents set this up. This is my intuitive read, and shame on them. And I hope they get busted and go to jail, because this case is really obvious. Really obvious that the parents are all over it. That's not, that to me is blood. That's not a red candle in there, which they want everyone to think. They have the same visual. They have everything the same. Everything the same. Um, and they shouldn't waste any of the federal money looking for their child. Here's a little boy with the glasses. Maybe it's not the same boy. This is an older. This is an older case, and I just started looking at this one, but because he has lettering all over his gums, and his eye turns into a V, and he's got everything in his teeth. That's the first thing I look for, because I think back then they couldn't do much, right? Um, these are very high profile cases, um, and these are the cases that I have been looking at, and they have all the elements. I'm going to show you a few. They're very high pro. I mean, Bidet Ramsey should be closed by now. I mean, seriously, the parents did it. It's just freaking so crazy. This little baby, this little baby's elements came out really fast because it's an older case, but they could close this pretty quickly if they pay attention to me. Same with this child. I'm gonna put their names up later. I'll do another. Each child's gonna have their own profile. But this one was super easy because I knew what to look for, because Summer Wells had the critter in her mouth. She has a critter in her mouth. I mean, it's like once you know what's going on, and I could tell you that in that fogginess on both sides is her story, and it won't be pretty, but I don't need to go any further at that. It doesn't, because it's right there. There it is. It tells you the story. It's right in front of us. Ugh. Guilty. Freaking guilty. It's just so sick. Okay, this is a boy who went missing, and they found their mom. They said mom killed herself. This little boy is the story that when I said I was in before Summer Wells went missing. It was like there's something 6 or 10 year anniversary. I don't even know. My mind is mush right now from COVID. Um, but I was in the hospital because I had massive surgery, and the news, the news came on, And there's this, they showed on the news a little boy who he had a blue backpack, told a story, last seen at the Wisconsin Dells water park. And in my head, I'm like, I saw the whole entire thing play out. And this is why I started journaling in the hospital. I filled a whole journal about the Summer Wells case based off of this little boy. This little boy's case identified perfectly with Summer, even the water park. And I'm like, I didn't know who Summer was because Summer didn't go missing yet. This was in April, May, June. Yeah, this was starting in April, end of April 28th. And I was, oh my God. And I said, I need a journal book. Like, so I wrote everything down, and I have read it before and I've showed my pages to you guys. But this little boy story, I saw the street, I saw where he was taken. I wrote it all down. I sent it in. I could tell you exactly the way he was walking, exactly how he was ripped really fast with one arm. His mom knew he was going to be taken. His mom knew. And she gave him that backpack, and the backpack was filled with whatever she needed to give him. And she just let him walk. And in my vision, I was writing that he wasn't scared. He didn't know to be scared. He didn't feel lost. Like, he was just walking. And that's what stuff I wrote down. I'm like, and then he was grabbed, and I could almost feel like the tightness of the grab of one arm. He was grabbed on the left arm into an alley, like, or down something, like pulled off the street. And that was it. He was done. And then the mom went to go kill herself because she knew. She knew what she knew. And I wrote this story down. And I'm like, oh my God, I know the whole story about this boy. And I'm sitting in the hospital. I'm like, I know the whole story. And my craziness of me starts, here I am like on freaking IVs, and it's really bad. And I'm like writing these emails, and I'm like, I know the story of this boy. This boy was taken. Like, the mom knew it. Like, she killed herself because she let him be taken. Like, so I write it all down. I come home, and that's when I saw Summer Wells' case in June. I'm like, oh my God, I know the story. I know the story. It's the exact same story. I know her story. I know the story, and that's how I knew it involved so many hundreds of kids, because it was like a compound, and I wrote it all down. It was just a lot of information. And then I looked at his photos, and this little boy's photos have exactly the same as all the other kids. And his case is still cold. His case is still cold. But look at how sad this is. Look at how sad. And it was the backpack really stood out. I'm like, and I remember I wrote in there that he has a blue backpack, but then I saw lots of different color backpacks. So obviously there was an element that I had to pay attention to. So then when I saw that all these kids had baskets and backpacks and different shoes, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is huge. And I kept writing that down. I'm like, this is about a lot of kids. Like, it was like the information was coming so quickly that didn't even know what to do with it. I didn't even know what to do with it because this wasn't what I do. This isn't where I focused my work is with healing work and fertility and children and hospice and helping people die. And I'm like, I'm just been pulled this way really strongly. And there's got to be a reason for it, especially when I found that goddamn little critter in the middle of Utah mountain, and now it's floating in what's-his-face's video, and it's a heart, and the heart is on Summer. Like, really? Like, you can't make this shit up. But this little boy is the reason was the reason all of a sudden I turned my new TV on in my office, and there's the Tennessee news about this missing little girl, Summer Moon Wells. And I didn't even need to hear one more sentence. I fucking knew her story. I knew it. And I just haven't stopped since. This little boy. This is more of his photos, this little boy. It's really sad. And there's that little blue thing. Remember I told you guys, I don't know if anyone that listens to my little things, I put that little blue thing aside. I'm like, I don't know. I just keep seeing this. I'm just going to keep putting it to the side. I don't know why yet. But that little blue thing shows up a lot now. It shows up a lot. I just put it to the side. I don't know what it is. Obviously, probably never will. But if it keeps showing up, then I'll be adding it to my elements. And it's blue like that, and it's little. It's little. I'm almost to my last 2 pages. This is just a collage of all the faces that I collect to remind me to keep working for these children and to really pray for them all, because I call them all the missing Summer Wells children. It's a lot of them. And these are not just pulled out of someone's back pocket. Each one of these pictures are loaded in elements. Loaded with guilt and covered with blood. Every one of them, you guys. Every one of them. And I always keep this photo because I don't want it to ever change, and it hasn't. This is a clean photo. This is why they use this photo for many things, because there's no deep fake on it. There's no deep fake. It's the only photo I have of her that doesn't show anything. Oh, it's so hard to talk about it. I cry. It's terrible. But this is the only photo that's a good one. I do want to look backwards, so we're going to just flip backwards real quickly before I call it a night, so you guys could see what happens to the photos once they are touched. And because I just put as soon as I put something together, I like to put it out there immediately, even though it's late and I should be sleeping, because information changes quickly when you're dealing with deep fake. Depending on how they mush their information together and their elements. But this little boy, Michael's, is just very sad, and there's a lot. There should be just dedications and things that should be done for these children, because we're not going to find them. Maybe one day we'll find a piece of them, but we're not going to find them. This little boy will never be found. Maybe one day something will be found, but when it's like this and it's covered in elements like that, and they're the, whatever they call them, the get gone or got gone kids, it's very sad. It's just unbelievable that this was missed. And the only way this could be missed is if a parent is involved. Like, how do you miss it when you have a picture of your child and they have something in their teeth like that? How do you not see that? Or you have a V coming out from the side of your head. Like if I saw a picture of someone that I knew and all of a sudden they had something like that on their teeth, I'd be like, oh my God, like, who did that? Like, who did that to their mouth? And it would scare the shit out of me, because I'd be like, what the fuck? No one is saying what the fuck. No one. It's very sad, and these speak volumes. Speak volumes. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. By the way, this picture, all of the shit is on the bottom underneath the books. There's just so much going on in that picture. That family, she really pisses me off. Can't look at her either. She's like a Candace. But these photos have a lot of bad information. But no wonder these kids are begging for mercy, because this shouldn't have been missed. This shouldn't have been missed. The only way it's missed is because the parents know, and it's covered up by a lot of money and deep pockets. And politics. Somewhere politics is always involved. For all these kids, it just, like, who would miss that? There's your son. Look at his mouth. Like, come on. There's critters all over his mouth. Oh, and there's the number 5 coming out of his eye. So look at his eyeball now. Don's the number 5, you guys. I mean, he's number 5. He's 5. He's number 5. He's got 5 on everything. He's 5 all over Summer. I think this guy's the number 3. Like, this one was so obvious. I sent this stuff to them really quickly, and this one's a done deal. This poor little child. There's Summer. Summer was abused for many years. Many years. For her whole life. Her whole 5 years of life. Literally. It's just crazy how they could just... The parents know, and they just waste everyone's time. So what doesn't make sense to me is the parents know, the parents do this, but yet they act fake as if they don't know about it. So if they're doing something because they believe is correct or good, why the fuck cover it up? Just say, you know what? I got rid of my kid. It's none of your business why or where. I mean, these are so obvious. Look at them smiling. So busted. It's just... Oh my God, I can't look at Michael's face. It's like I'd let him down. I feel like that. Because I feel like it was so close. If they would have just jumped on it. I can't look at his face. I cry. Ugh. Yeah, it's a tough one. That's a tough one for me. I don't know why. I know why. But, see, I'm very entangled. These are just going to keep changing, and you'll see that it's not a swing, but everyone's going to still say the swing. It's not a swing. They're being pushed into some frickin'... That's the same thing that's like the same square that we saw Robin pushing that person. I think it's Robin. There's our Michael. Son of a bitch. I'm fucking so mad about this. So angers me. Nobody. And you see how invested I am? I didn't stop. Like they knew my phone number when I was calling you guys. TBI's hung up on me before. They hung up on me. They're working their asses off, but they did hang up on me. These 3 kids. This is not a normal sleepover. Nothing is normal about them. It's not the same boy, but Candace. Bringing it all the way back to the front, and then I will... So you guys could see this. Can't move him up. I really need to get this out there. It's a lot of information, and it's really coming together. It better be coming together for the sake of justice, because I'm not getting graded on it. Coming together, it's not like I'm doing a fucking project. You can see the number 5 on Lori Vallow's son. That everyone, they just don't. They should have caught this day 2. This picture was posted the night before he went missing. Something's wrong with that. All right, here's Lori Vallow's son's earlobe. See, it's the same. The same earlobe. Amy's case should be closed. It's all on the wells. Hello, there's that rat on. There's that rat. The rat. Okay, so wouldn't you think that Rosemary Bly's case would be closed if there's a rat that's on her car, the same rat, and there's a fucking rat on Don's face? I mean, really? That's not a coincidence that there's a rat on Don's face and there's a rat on Rosemary Bly's car. Same rat. Don't you think that that would be a massive connection? No, no one's paying attention. Still cold. But that rat is the same rat. Let me see something. I always try to do this and I can't find it. Rosemary. Let me see if I have a picture of her car right here. I have her file open. I probably won't have a picture, but... well, there's her baby pictures. All of her photos are all messed up as a child. When she's a child. Let me see. Oh my God, I always do this and then I don't have the patience to find it. Oh, I didn't even go over the families. Oh my God, and the families. Like all those families on Facebook that are really young couples, that's a whole slew. That is a whole nother fucking story. They are so loaded in guilt. And I don't even think they realize how much shit is showing. Like, let me see if I have her photo of her car here. Oh, I have so much stuff. Wow, I have such great information, like close-ups of everything. Okay. You know what? I'm going to put this one, I'm going to just put this up really fast because I can't pull the picture out. Rose in Summer. Okay. Since we went over this anyways, Rose in Summer, I have to show you. One sec. Okay. Let me see if I could pull this in here. Now remember that rat. Remember the rat on his face, okay? I'm not going to obviously go through this whole thing. I have so many PowerPoints. By the way, those are all the women missing in the area that Rosemary Bly went missing. They call them like the Tri-City girls that were missing. Trust me, they're all connected. All right, let me find the picture because I can't go through all this. Look what happens to the pictures. It looks like that's a boob on there. I haven't touched these, you guys. They just change by themselves. The more people look at it, the more the truth comes out. Okay. Where's her car? Okay, so this is interesting. As I look at this, I circled. Wow. Okay, so this picture of summer. This picture of summer, I got off a very good site, right? And as I was holding the cursor down to take a picture, the photo in the left-hand corner was what was in between. That photo was in between the frames. I wonder if that is the same water station as the bodies. Like I'm gonna have to look that up and see if that matches. Because it was slid. It was slid right in there. It was right in there. It wasn't like part of the. It wasn't part of the presentation. It was stuck in there. And if that photo is the same as the water I was talking about by the tunnel, that is just another. That would be to me another affirmation that that has to be, like, oh my God, that would have to be looked at very quickly. So that's why it's good to go over things that you've had, that you've gathered, because different information, you see it differently. Oh, there they are. See, okay, so see, I had a close up of those two. They're sitting at where I saw those bodies in the water by the tunnel. That's them sitting there, right there. And that's when you look. This is where I would look for elements like the mask on the stick. I see it because if you know what you look for, then you could find it. There's that blue little thing between her little chubby legs. Okay, we're getting to the car. This to me, Rosemary Bly's was super easy, and no one's moved on it. Okay, you guys, look at, it's a rat. Okay, do you see the rat that they obviously faked, or maybe they put it on there and took a picture? But that's the same rat that's on Don's face. And I also said to them, they told me there was no car seat in the back. Well, something is in the back of her car. Like, it's very frustrating. That rat is on Don's face. Yeah, there's a lot. All right, you guys. Let me get this down. Let me move this forward. Yep, that's the rat. It's a lot. I would just, every day, you know, other than thanking God for waking up and having another day, um, I'm like, I wonder if I'm going to hear some news. Like maybe something will give today. Maybe today something will give. This is, this will be interesting to see what comes from it. Because it's, they're pretty clear photos. They're not, all of her photos are pretty clear. I mean, her outfits match, her shirts match. Don is, look, those are the lips. Because she has the same shirt on with that marking, that's the only, Like, if she didn't have that shirt on with the marking, I don't know if I would have even posted this. But that gave me more of a confidence level that that they are projecting this as summer. Now, obviously, no one knows, but I haven't seen photos like this ever. And that little critter helped me. That little critter. In the middle of. We've got to look at that before I close the night, because that is something I'm going to laugh. Like, I tried to I tried to explain that tonight to my daughter's boyfriend, who's from Dublin. Um, I stopped because I sounded like a fucking crazy person. And my daughter's like, okay, you need to stop. Because, I mean, that's what he does. He does deep shit like this. And they couldn't even understand what I was talking about. I'm like, I can't, I'm done. I've got like brain fog from COVID. But these are the clearest. I have no feeling towards it, because to me, this is so unnatural and something I can't even, it's not even recognizable to me. That is something that is on this face of this earth and our world. So it's, but but it still, to me, looks like exactly the same things I have been looking at. They're like pipes and plumbing, and lots of plumbing, and deep down. It goes down. You see, down. It's like it's hanging, like it's like it's like they're hanging above something, and something's below them. That's how I feel, and I feel like they're moving like I feel the movement, like I feel a track moving, a tractor moving. It's it's moving. I'm telling you that right now. I know my own. I know. Ugh, I know when I get into the space of it, um, it moves up, and it starts from below and it moves up. That's what it's doing. It's moving. It's a contraction. It's some sort of contraction. It's some sort of contraction, you guys, and it's like a ride. It's like it's underground and it's hidden, but it's not as big as it looks in these photos. But it moves. It's a major. It's major. They've had this for a long time. Yeah, it goes down, you guys. So the left-hand picture, I feel as if I could actually look down into it. So can you. Like, this is up. Like, this is being pushed up on an angle. On an angle. So I don't know if that is just, I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you that it moves. It's like a track, on a track or something. I could tell you, I have felt that from the beginning. I've been calling it a ride, and I keep saying that it goes up, like it's being pulled by a rope, like one of those tight ropes. Like, I keep saying, follow it, like to follow that tightrope. They could follow it, the tightrope. They'll find it. Yeah, good luck telling that. Hi TBI. I know you haven't listened to anything I said, but could you please follow the tightrope? They'll be like, okay, lady, you cannot come here anymore. It's enough that they faked closing their place today. Seriously. It's so rude. But you could see this is a contraction, right? It's going to become more clear. See, they're fucked. These guys are fucked. They're so fucked. They're so fucked. See you later, fuckers. And I mean, we can't even guess. We can't even guess what this shit is. But this is real. This is a real photo. Those are not rocks behind her. And this is, she's She's already not good in this photo. She's not good in this photo. I can't even. I can't fucking stand it. I really cannot take it anymore. I need to see justice for these kids. I know you all feel the same way. I know we all are in the same boat, but it is really, really not good. I mean, what? You know what I would love? The rights to the story. I would love the rights to someone opening up and telling the truth. Someone knows the truth. Like, what the fuck is this? What is this on her head? Like, why is it that no one talks about it? That is not a bow on her hair. I mean, this is, what is it? That's like, I'm very, very, very curious. There's a side of me that is extremely curious. What the fuck is this? No, it's not even what is this. It's the brain space of who does this. Like, what's the brain space of the person that's able to do this? Like, and there it is. Ha ha ha. This little critter really led me to the right information. And it is going to put the nail in the coffin for the critter, for where this critter is. I mean, it's intense. That's intense, you guys, that I have this. I'll never even understand. I have to watch that critter one more time before I call it a night, you guys, because I just don't get. No, I do get. I shouldn't say that. I do get it. I know that I am very well directed by my spirit angels. They keep me up. But when you guys know, like when you're really on, you're on, and and you just keep following and following and following. It's almost like obsessive, but I do get obsessive, but I get obsessive because I'm being told to go deeper, 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 keep following and following and following it. It's like I followed these pictures on Google Map all the way up a mountain. I'm like, oh my God. And as soon as I saw the A-frame, I'm like, and then I saw the rock thing, and then I looked closer, I'm like, that's a critter. And it was so freaking clear. And it was a heart, and then this shows up. You have to watch it one more time, and then I'll call it a night. Watch her eyeball. That little critter's going to tell a whole story one day, because the FBI is going to know how to get into that information. That's a critter made for dark web. It does shit. Look at it. Oh my God! Wait till this dude. Wait till the what's his face finds it. I've got his critter on my video. They're they're not as smart as they think they are, because I have this. Look at it. Look at it go. I don't. It's doing something really nasty though. It's really doing something nasty. What's behind this critter is really bad. Like what's going on in this picture, guys, is really bad. It's horrible, and that's why we're not going to be able to see it, because it's. I don't know. Maybe we will, but it's doing something. But I just. Oh, then look at then. I don't know what that sound is. Look at it. It's in the darkness of the videos. What do you guys think it's doing? What the fuck do you think that is doing? I wonder if I keep playing it and playing it, if it's gonna like show something, because it's actually getting a little bit more pronounced. What the fuck? Look at that. It's a heart. Look at it. It's like it's like a leech. Like a leech eating something. It's a leech. Maybe that's what it is. It's like fucking eating something. I don't want to say too much because I don't know what it's doing, but ooh, then my phone gets in the way. I can go videotape it again every time I watch it. I know how to get it. I know how to get this thing. I want to watch it one more time and see if it gets even clearer. See, it's actually even getting more clear. Look at, see now you can see it a little bit even better. Oh, here. I didn't even think of that, like going slow. Oh my God, you guys, that I can't believe I found it in Colorado. What do you think it's doing? All right, let's just play it one more time and see. I wish I could. Here. Oh, we could see it better. A little better now. See? I'm going to videotape it again before he takes it down. Look at, there it is. Oh, it's a little critter. Oh my God, my daughter's boyfriend thinks I'm crazy. Oh, another something else is showing up. See, it's getting. Oh, another something else is showing up. What the fuck is it doing? You guys, it's not good. It's like, is that an eyeball? Please don't tell me it's an eyeball. I know they pull something. They pull shit. Now I'm gonna obsess over this to know what the fuck that thing's doing. Huh. Isn't that crazy? Getting clearer. Oh my God, it's doing something. It's getting clearer. Huh. Huh. Wow. I'm actually fearful of I'm actually afraid to see what it is, because this isn't good. Obviously none of this is good, but most likely it would just show up like how everything else shows up. See, there's the heart. Boom. Haha, motherfucker. Okay. Um wow, you guys. All right. Well, that was wonderful. I'm happy. I'm really happy I got this out there tonight. And I made it through without playing the music, because it's way better when I explain it and talk about it, because it makes more sense. All right, you guys, go get some sleep. And God damn it, justice needs to come quickly, because makes no freaking sense. All right, you guys, thank you for supporting me over here and helping me through this. Damn it, let's go get something this week. Tomorrow's Sunday, football Sunday. All right, you guys, thank you. Bless you all.